Hello and welcome to Nova's Only Trash Here podcast, episode 63. The date today is the 28th of September 2014. So last week I said explicitly we will not be doing a podcast this week. And we're doing a podcast this week anyway. You know, to hell with my past self. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And the reason is because I went to Eurogamer this weekend. And my plan was to come back on Sunday, and I was like, I'm going to be too tired to do a podcast. But I actually came back Saturday night, got like 11 hours sleep, so now it's all good. Now we can do a podcast.
We can do a podcast. Whether we should do a podcast is a different question.
Well, we could ask that every week and come to a similar answer, but we do it anyway. We persevere.
Well, the answer's yes, right?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
It's always yes.
Maybe not last week.
I can't even remember last week. Is that
cool.
a good thing?
Probably. I remember at the end of last week's one, like, I stopped recording and we were all good, and you were like, that was weird. That was a weird one. That was the one where we talked about, I think, bread.
Oh, yeah.
And then,
Wait,
fish.
we talked about bread?
Fish were rats at some point.
Oh, were we talking about the thickness of bread? Let's not get into it again.
No. I mean, we closed the discussion. We got it all out there, made all the major points, came to a conclusion. So I don't think we need to revisit bread.
We're not. Good. Okay.
Actually, bread might have been 2 weeks ago.
It seems... it all blurs together.
Yeah, there was a bread conversation. This I know.
I'm beginning to remember... doorstep.
Doorstep?
Doorstop thickness bread. It's all coming back to me.
Yeah, I don't think that was last week. So that means the only thing I can remember from last week is fish rats.
Yeah, that's lost on me.
It was only a week ago, though.
Yeah.
Only a week.
Yeah.
And so much has happened in that week. Oh my god. It's crazy.
We are missing. We're not missing. We're too early. We're too early with this podcast.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the reasons why we weren't going to do one, because of the whole Simpsons Family Guy thing. That's going to happen tonight as we're recording this. So we're going to miss.
Wait. I'm now confused actually, because you said a Simpsons Family Guy thing tonight.
Yeah.
And then on Twitter, like the Simpsons tweeted about. Or maybe they're doing a back-to-back because it's a series premiere.
Yeah,
but,
they always do them back-to-back.
Oh, okay, so the second one, or the first one, whichever order, is going to be about the person in Springfield dying.
Yeah, so we got two. So we got Clown in the Dumps, then at the same time there's the hour-long Family Guy episode where the Simpsons are in it as well.
Okay.
So,
Which is tonight.
Yeah, that's tonight, although it's already come out. So if you're listening to this right now and haven't seen them, then go see them. But illegally, because they might be bad and you don't want to support bad art. I mean, just don't do it. So do it illegally.
So we're recording this at the worst possible time to comment on that.
Yeah, pretty much, but
great.
It's not our fault.
No, just go complain to Fox.
Yeah. Why did Sunday night become the night for animation, though? That seems so weird.
Animation domination.
Well, yeah, that's what they called it, but just because they called it a name doesn't mean it should have been successful.
It's because Sunday is God's day and it's a day of rest. So what do you do in your rest? You watch crappy television, and within that is some crappy animation.
Well, I can't argue with that logic, I suppose.
I mean, you could do it on a weekday, but then it's like, you got back in from work, you don't want to be dealing with crap stuff, you want to get to the good TV. Sunday, you got time to watch the crap stuff.
Well, I remember on one of the Simpsons commentaries where they talked about how they moved the show to Thursday. Like, it was Sunday, it did really well, so Fox moved it to Thursday, and then it competed with the Cosby Show and was like, didn't do as well, so they moved it back to Sunday, and then it's like been there ever since, where it's done a lot better. So I guess it's got to be that just animation doesn't do that well during the week. Like, because you're not watching it for the overall storyline, I think that kind of really affects it. So I guess it's just easier to get the family round and just put on cartoons on a Sunday than any other day of the week.
I thought they beat the Cosby Show in the end, though, didn't they? I'm sure it was like a sort of... I'm sure I've heard them sort of boast about that.
I think it was like a back and forth, but I think overall the Cosby Show did better in the ratings. Like, there probably were some episodes that did better at The Simpsons, but I think overall they did better.
Okay.
Because the impression I got from the commentaries is that they felt better in the Sunday slot, because it seems like they shouldn't have been competing with the Cosby Show anyway.
Well, that was in the 90s, so who cares?
Yeah, that's 20 years ago. It's not really news.
We need to talk about today.
That's right. What's going on?
Or rather, yesterday.
So, I took two news stories. One of them isn't really a news story, but something that happened this week is that PlayStation Home officially is going to end. I know what you're thinking. How can such a great piece of software ever have an ending, and can they ever shut it down? Well, apparently Sony, I think they've already shut it down in Japan and Asia and those countries, but in North America and Europe it's going to be shutting down on the 31st of March 2015. It's been out since 2008, and apparently, I didn't know this, but apparently it had over 30 million users over the course of its life, which is just like... How? Like, how?
What the hell are we talking about?
PlayStation Home.
What is that?
Well, back in 2008, remember how the Wii came out and it really... Oh, well,
Go on.
that sucks. Guess you had an accident or something that you don't like to talk about, but okay, fair enough, I'll fill you in. Yeah, the Wii came out and then Microsoft and Sony started jumping on the Wii bandwagon by trying to copy it in certain ways. Not all in, but did their own things. So Microsoft took Rare and said, make some avatars, and they made some avatars. And then Sony were like, right, PlayStation Home is going to be our avatar thing. So pretty much what it was is that you controlled an avatar of yourself, you walked around this virtual kind of world, and then you could check out demos, you could jump into games that way. It was pretty much taking a menu system and like adding a store to it that you could kind of walk around and interact with stuff on the fly. Now, I think it didn't really work because I think internet-wise and just the infrastructure Sony had, I don't think they had enough going on to make Home as cool as it could have been. Because if it's something that's constantly connected to the internet, you know, it could instantly download and install demos so you can just approach it and play it without even thinking about it. That would be cool. But instead it was just you controlled your avatars and you just kind of walked around looking at things.
Lame.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't do well, although apparently got over 30 million users. It was just one of those weird things that Sony thought that the avatars were the way forward and everyone kind of wanted to interact and play with an avatar because of the Mii's, I would assume. But then they tried to actually make a half-game interactive thing out of it, but of course nobody really cared. It was just kind of a bit misguided. So, I mean, the news is that it's still going. The news isn't that it's going away. The news is that somehow it's still up and running, which kind of implies that you could just go play it right now and there would be nobody there, and it would kind of be like, oh, well, this is weird. So that's what was the most surprising thing to me.
Lame.
Yep, it's still pretty lame. But I think one of the big reasons why it failed is because they didn't put it on the firmware. Like, you had to go out of your way to download and install it, and then create an avatar and walk around, and it's just like, all the content you see in PlayStation Home, I had to look at my sheet of paper to remember the name, it's that unmemorable, is that all that content is on the store. So you can either just go on the main menu, select the stuff you actually want, or you can download a separate program, have to create your Mii or your avatar and walk around that way, and it's just like, there was no real benefit to doing it that way, and it was just kind of, it wasn't Second Life or The Sims, so there was no simulator, that kind of stuff, or that appeal to it, and then it was just kind of more of a hassle to use it than to not. So Yeah, I mean, I didn't probably really have to explain why it failed. It's clear to like everyone why it failed. It was just a pointless idea that didn't work or go anywhere. So, I mean, good for them for sticking it out. But I think maybe, yeah, if they just put it on the firmware, had it so everyone had it. I mean, they put SingStar on the bloody PS3 firmware, so every single PS3 has SingStar on their console or the logo for it. They pushed that hard, but PlayStation Home, no. So it just kind of went away within 6 months, and now it's cropped up again in the news because it's officially going away.
If they wanted to copy, or if they were inspired by the Wii and the Mii's, the thing that's good about the Mii's is that they're in the games. Like with Wii Sports and stuff, you can see the stupid little version of you waving around. If you wouldn't want to just walk around.
Well, that's
no fun.
I think it's also like inspired by Facebook and social sites, so I think it was trying to blend them together in some way.
Oh, what? So you can, like Xbox, you can buy a T-shirt for it or something.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of that, and also just it was supposed to be like you could. I don't know. I never actually played the bloody thing. I didn't have a PS3 when it came out, and even if I did, I wouldn't have touched it. But I think there was a little bit of that, like because Facebook was coming up with Mii's, and I was like, oh, we'll just have this interactive area where it's kind of like a social place where you can like meet, because you can meet other avatars as well. But then it's just like, oh, it's also a place to play games, but it was just a bit pointless.
I think the word you're looking for is lame.
Lame, very lame. Yeah, but so yeah, that's still going and is going to be gone soon. So good riddance to that, I suppose.
I will shed a tear.
Will you?
Yeah, but that's just because there's something in my eye.
Oh well, yeah, you got to get that out. I mean, that can be a pain.
Nothing to do with this whole PlayStation thing.
No, they screwed up. But it's just weird because it's like Sony's riding on a pretty big high right now because they actually kept it simple with the PS4 and all that, but you have to kind of remember that the PS3 was filled with loads of dumb Sony decisions. Like, that just seems to be their weird phase where the PS2 did so well, and then the PS3 didn't do as well, and then they just got odd, where it was like PlayStation Move, and then Wonder Book, and then PlayStation Home. They were just like going for a really weird patch where it's like 6-axis as well. Like, it was just all this just kind of crap they were throwing at gamers, and then it was, you know, they reached the PS4 and was like, nope, we're not going to do that anymore. I mean, I think that weird, crazy Sony's going to come back eventually, but it's just kind of nice that it's not there anymore, but they could easily go back to that.
I suppose it all comes in cycles, really.
Yeah, I mean, Microsoft kind of took that crazy torch and ran with it, with all the Kinect stuff and then all that DRM stuff. That was like the day that Sony passed the torch for Microsoft to make everyone hate them and do weird stuff that makes no sense.
Oh, was it like the Olympic torch?
Yeah, Sony was just running it, and Microsoft was like, hey, we got this DRM idea, and just, alright, you can take this now, we're done. We're just going to make a console. I'll see you later.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I saw the Olympic torch, did you?
I saw it on TV.
Well, that doesn't count.
Well,
You got to see the cheese gratery thing in person.
Yeah, but I was on holiday in a different country when I saw it on TV, so... Totally
Were you in
counts.
Greece?
I was near Greece.
Well, you could have seen it then.
Totally, yeah, so it counts even more.
Excuses.
Saw it on a Greek TV, that counts. Possibly not a Greek
better.
TV.
Oh. Alright.
I'm all in with the Olympics, I love them.
Even though they were 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
That seems like it was sooner.
Fair enough.
It does. That's really weird. It doesn't seem 2 years ago.
I would say it seems further away.
Really? That's interesting.
But that's because I was at uni then. So I was like halfway through. So it's a case of I was back like right in the middle of uni, and now I feel like I'm completely removed from it. That the fact that the Olympics was 2 years ago, it's like, well, that feels further back.
Okay.
But that's just me.
That's just you, and I'm just me.
You're not wrong.
This has turned into a Dr. Seuss book.
Somehow. Alright, the other quick bit of news, because there is stuff we're going to talk about. I'm going to talk about Eurogamer in a bit, but I just want to get through any possible news first, because I'm going to be going on for a while. I'm just going to throw it out there. So, the other small bit of news, and it is small, is that Child of Light developers are forming their own team within Ubisoft. They're not getting their own studio, that would be silly. They are forming their own official team, which means that Ubisoft was happy with the sales of Child of Light, they were happy with the success it got, because I think with that game, I don't think it did stupidly well, but at the same time, it was probably quite cheap to make, and I think it also came out at the right time, where it was a really good-looking game, and it came out on the PS4 and Xbox One, when there wasn't that much, when it was like, oh, if you played Infamous and Titanfall, then there's not really that much to play, because it came out in February, so it was just a case of like, yeah, that's, you know, I'm sure a lot of people just brought Child of Light as in, oh, I need a next-gen game, this one looks good, let's go for it, it's pretty cheap. Because also next-gen gaming is still pretty expensive, you know. If it's a choice between a 50 quid full game that might not be good, and a 12 quid, you know, it's still a next-gen game and looks good and is meant to be really good, then you can be easily swayed to buying Child of Light. So we're going to be seeing more of those games in the future. I'm not too sure about Valiant Hearts because that was made by a different team, but at the very least it's a good sign for anyone who likes Child of Light like me, because there'll be not a sequel probably, but something in the similar vein on the way.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. I mean, it was a small bit of news, but it's kind of worth mentioning because I really like that game. Still haven't really touched it though that much, or since I last mentioned the game. Which isn't good.
So you like it, but you haven't really played it?
No. I played enough of it. Alright, I didn't beat it, but it's just, I'm still kind of a bit up in the air. Like, next week, more games are coming out, and it's going to be, like, relentless until December. So it's a case of, right, these few days, I need to catch up on any games that I've left behind. So now I've kind of got to choose between, I guess I could go back to Child of Light, but then it's like I need to actually spend some real time playing Destiny because I don't know if I actually really like it or not. It seems alright, but I don't know. I might really get into it. And then there's like other backlog games that I just kind of have sitting there that I need to play. So now it's like, okay, I've got a few days, I can catch up on something. I just don't know what. So it probably won't be Child of Light, which means I probably won't go back to it until next year, but it's still good. I would still absolutely recommend it. It's just, I've got too much stuff to play.
What you need is one of those boards that they have in television studios where it's like Monday, and then there's the week, and there's the time slots. You need to be like, Tuesday we can do 1 hour of Child of Light, and then an hour of Destiny, and then Thursday's not really working for Minecraft on PlayStation 3, so we're going to move that one.
Oh yeah, Last of Us, that was the one I was trying to think of. Whoops. Still wrapped. Still brand new.
See, I was going to say Last of Us, but I would have thought you'd have opened it.
No. Not yet. And even so, I want to play through that game on PS4 and play on hard and really enjoy it again and be like, oh yeah, this is why I love this game, but I just can't get around to it. So it'll be a case of this during the week. Actually, I finished my Hyrule Warriors review, and I'm actually uploading this as we're talking, so that's awesome, because I had to kind of power through that game, which was a headache because of Eurogamer, but I beat it and I finished the review, so that means I have a few days spare where I don't have to just jump onto a specific game before and after work. So that's what, I've already talked about this, so I won't go into it too much, but playing Hyrule Warriors this week has been like, okay, that's my goal. I really want to play that game. I'm also going to review it. I can focus all my energy on that. And because I can only really focus my energy on one game, now that that's gone, next week I'm pretty open until Friday. So yeah, I probably will have time. Maybe I will play Child of Light. Or open up The Last of Us. Or play more than an hour of Destiny. So many opportunities.
Well, there's that, or you could just quit your job.
That's not a bad shout.
It's an option. I'm just saying. Keep your options open.
Yeah.
It's an idea.
I mean, I'm only a temp, so I think I'll just wait till they fire me, you know?
Or yeah, get fired. That's it. You could quit, or you could get fired.
It'll be a case of, right, I'm going to earn money, buy all the games I want, can't play them, but then I'll get fired, so then I can play them. So it's a perfect win-win situation for me.
Just go out in a blaze of glory.
Yeah, stealing several PS4s.
By stealing everything.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the way I was thinking. Steal everything.
They'll never know.
You need one of those big Marge coats, and like they just open up and it's like PS4s in all the pockets.
I just explode and all the PS4s just smash on the floor, and then I'm in thousands of pounds of debt, making the whole thing useless.
You can then play Last of Us.
Yay! I've already played 1080p Last of Us.
Silky smooth. Mm-hmm.
Pretty good.
Okay, start ranting away then.
Alright, well actually one more thing. I want to talk about TV for a second. And I know your answer, but did you see the first... Okay.
Oh,
cool.
so I thought you were talking about Doctor Who.
No. I could do. So you didn't see Doctor Who?
No.
Like any of it?
No.
Fair enough. Right. I watched the first episode of Gotham this week. I want to say by the time this comes out, a second episode will be out, which I'll probably end up watching. But probably not, because the first episode was not very good.
Oh.
So, yeah, just in case you don't know, Gotham is the prequel show that is currently airing on Fox, or just started, about a young Jim Gordon, back when he, not first started, but, yeah, pretty much when he first started, and it takes place when Bruce Wayne is young, and in fact, the first episode starts off with Bruce Wayne's parents getting murdered. So it starts off then, and then it's Jim Gordon going around being a policeman.
Now that plays Jim Gordon?
Yes. Oh, I don't know his name.
Oh, okay.
I kind of recognised him, but I don't know his name.
Okay.
But it's not good. I really like the concept. I really like the idea of, Gotham is a pretty interesting place without Batman, I would say. Batman's cool, but I think Gotham kind of stands on its own as a run-down, crime-ridden place, and there is something there. And Jim Gordon is also one of the best parts of Batman, and there's something about him that's really cool. So seeing him being young sounds awesome. It sounds like the perfect idea, but they just didn't really know what they were doing with the idea. The first shot and the first thing of the TV show is a young Catwoman stealing milk for cats. And then it cuts to Bruce Wayne's murder. Or it doesn't cut to it, because apparently young Catwoman was there when it all went down. And it's just it's just so upsetting when that scene happened. Because it's no, I don't care about young Catwoman. Young Catwoman is not interesting. Catwoman as an older thief and all that, sure. But a younger version of that who's just a girl on the streets trying to survive, no, it's just boring. So that's the first problem with the show, and it was one that was really obvious just from the trailers, that there's too many young Batman characters in it. In that first episode alone, you get young Catwoman, young Batman or Bruce Wayne, young the Riddler, young Penguin, and young Poison Ivy. You get 5 major characters all in that first episode. And they've been teasing that the Joker is going to come along as well. And it's just no. That's not what people are interested in. I don't care what Poison Ivy was like when she was a girl. I think having the Penguin in it works because he plays a crook. So that's fine. He fits into that world, so I have no problem with that. The Riddler is just there because, look, it's the Riddler. He works, for the police force as the forensics guy, as the smart person, but he'd always ask questions and riddles all the time. That's how he talks. So he can go, and then Poison Ivy can go. It's just pointless. And then Catwoman can go. Then I guess you can have Bruce Wayne in there because Jim Gordon was connected to Bruce Wayne, I guess. I don't know the comics, but it does seem that's, because of what a big case his parents' murders was. It makes sense to have him in the show. So if it was just the Penguin and Bruce Wayne, it'd be fine. But it's too much. And it makes it a little silly, and it can't... You want this show to be gritty and all in with the criminal world, and it's hard to get sucked in with that and that idea when you've got a young Catwoman feeding cats. It's just like, no, this is out of place. And then the second thing is that the dialogue is really stilted. Just conversations do not feel natural. It's just, it moves at a too quick pace. Things are all kind of have this weird disconnect to them, and it's just like, it's kind of hard to describe because I'm not a film critic or a TV critic or anything like that. It's just like the dialogue was really off. Like there was never a natural conversation in the whole thing. And this really didn't help by the fact that the acting wasn't that good. Barbara who is Jim Gordon's wife, the actress for her is awful. She's really bad. She can't deliver a line with any real emotion. And then they just kind of made her a sexy woman who owns an art place. And in my head, I never saw that for Jim Gordon. I think that kind of seems weird. They kind of make his life seem a bit too perfect. They make him like this amazing cop. The first scene with him is how amazing he is because he manages to calm a criminal down and get the gun off the criminal. It's like, yeah, Jim Gordon's cool, but the whole point of this show is him not as cool and how he got to be a good policeman. Not, he already starts out as this hero guy. Like, I don't want to see that. And then having his, like, really attractive wife who owns an art thing and they have a really nice place, it's like, well, this is just not what you want to see. This just kind of makes no sense. So, I mean, I won't go any more into the show, but those were the two things that really stood out to me. Just, like, too many characters from the show in their young version, not interesting, and then just bad dialogue and kind of acting all around. Like, visually, it looks kind of nice, but I think they kind of focus too much on the, like, aesthetic of the city too much, and it kind of makes it feel too cartoonish. Like, they didn't need to have that many city shots. Like, we get it, it's Gotham, just, you don't have to shape or make the town or the city have a personality based on the way the skyline looks, just do it by how the place is and how the people are. So that was a little bit distracting as well, but I'll probably watch the next few episodes, to be honest, because it could go somewhere, but that first episode was just, no, it's not good. It's not a good show.
Well, it is the pilot.
Yeah, but there's something about a pilot of a show that I love pilots of shows. They're usually really good, well-rounded first episodes because it's selling the show. Like Breaking Bad, that's a well-rounded, great episode to get you into it, and it kind of stands by itself in a lot of ways. And that's what a good pilot should do, stand by itself. It's supposed to convince you. And it doesn't, Gotham. It's just, it tries to do that well-rounded story by still keeping it open, but it just doesn't pull it off. If this is supposed to sell the show, then it's just like, it completely put me off. So, yeah, it could get better, but I think a bad pilot is just a bad pilot. And it is a bad sign.
That's the only reason I can think of that they put lots of people in there. Is like, if say people were watching it for the first time and it was only the Penguin, they'd be like, oh, I don't really like Penguin. But if they just shoved everyone in, they could be like, oh, yeah, that's my favourite one. So they might continue.
I would assume that's the line of thought that they had, but it's just like an incorrect one. Like, you can do different characters over the series and have it be fine, but, I mean, if you actually kind of thought that, if you were like, oh, I'm not going to watch this show because the Riddler doesn't appear, then you're just kind of a little fickle. Like, comic book fans, I don't think are that fickle when it comes to that sort of stuff. Like, they'll watch every single film even if they hate every single film. They'll read every comic even if they hate it. So with Gotham, I don't like it, and I'll probably watch it all. I'm not a comic book fan, but I'll probably still check it out. So I think they could have absolutely got it away with having characters more spread out, but at the same time, yeah, I think they were thinking what you said. Like, oh, we better get this all in one episode or it'll never get off the ground. When really they should have been like, right, the good recent TV dramas have, been good because well written, well directed, well acted. And that's what we need to focus on, making a show that works and is actually a well-made show with people behind it that care, instead of, let's get all these characters in there, because that's what kind of drove people away from TV drama in the first place about 10 years ago.
The Penguin's got a good name.
Yeah. It's
I
pretty
like
good.
his name. It's a good name.
Yeah. They didn't make him...
Just reading it.
That's good. they didn't make him quite as cartoonishly ugly in this one. Like, he's still a creep, but they didn't make him, like, disfigured in any real way.
Oh.
I don't think any of them actually are at this point in time.
Oh. Have you watched a show called Hannibal?
No.
God. Talking about people looking disfigured, that show's weird, man.
Yeah?
Weird. It's got the guy from James Bond.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, obviously it's based on Hannibal Lecter, so it's going to have weird stuff in there, but they go all out on some stuff. I haven't watched the show, but I've seen it brought up a lot on Reddit and things, and it's just some of the stuff there just seems so bad.
Is that show any good, though? Because it's like, I don't really have an interest in shows about serial killers, so I don't know how that can really be that interesting.
Well, I'll be honest, the stuff was kind of gruesome, but I did click on it to see it. It's that morbid curiosity.
Yeah, but that's not enough to watch an actual, TV drama, though. That's
Well,
just
no, but apparently the guy that does play Hannibal is pretty good.
Oh.
They say he does it as well as Hopkins, like in a sort of different style.
Right.
But yeah, some of those shows that kind of went under my...
I think
you mentioned about that Steven Spielberg one.
Oh, what, Falling Skies?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been pretty good. I'm almost at the end of Season 2, and Season 2 definitely picks up a lot more. Like, all the whimsy is gone, and instead it's just more... I want to say fast-paced, but that's in a good way. Like, kind of bigger events happen more often, and it's like there's a lot more happening in each episode than in the last season. So that show's going great. And I'm kind of worried about what they're going to do for the rest of the seasons because of how kind of fast-paced Season 2 has been. Like, there's still places to go, but a lot of big thing has happened during Season 2. But, no, that show's going great. That show's got better. Definitely. I'm still going to be watching that one. That one's really good.
Can I talk about some TV, actually?
Absolutely.
Number 1. The Great British Bake Off is such a good show.
God.
Honestly, it's
Not
so
that.
good. Yes, that. It's good.
People talk about it, but it's like... No, it can't be good.
Have you ever sat down and watched a bit of it?
No, I'll be
But
honest.
that is your problem. If you watch a little bit, you will end up watching all of it.
Fair enough. I can't say it's bad, but I also won't say it's good.
They were making donuts and
What?
these donuts. And they were like decorating them and all these things and it's so good. So yeah, Great British Bake Off. It seems like that sort of thing. It's so good. Second of all, Strictly Come Dancing.
Oh,
right?
what? No, why? Why are you doing this to us?
No, I don't watch Strictly Come Dancing. I will admit that I don't
Anymore.
watch it. But I was only interested in this series because it's got sort of related. It's got Greg Wallace
Okay.
in it. Now thin Greg Wallace after the Weight Watchers diet, and it's got Tim Wonnacott off of Bargain Hunt.
That's not interesting.
It is interesting because Tim Wannacott's this 60-odd-year-old guy who, you don't picture him dance.
Okay.
And I watched his dance, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It was quite entertaining.
Okay.
I was pleasantly surprised by Tim Wannacott's ability to. It was the cha-cha-cha.
Oh, sure.
And however, Greg Wallace was a bit too camp. A bit too camp. I know you have to be camp for Strictly Come Dancing, but I don't know what it was. He didn't wear glasses, which kind of made it seem a bit weird. And this sort of waistcoat he was wearing, it wasn't very flattering.
Oh, okay. What? Not a good figure?
No. I don't know something was off with that. But Tim Wonnacott, thumbs up from me.
Well, good.
I will be following his progress to see if he gets any better.
Cool. I mean, Greg Wallace was in Assassin's Creed 2.
Was he?
Yeah, they added him in as one of the new characters in the future with Desmond. Like, he's just one of the guys, and it's blatantly modelled after him, and it's his voice too.
Oh, that's cool. I vaguely remember this conversation before. You may have told me, but I've obviously since forgot.
Well, we don't talk about old Gregors that much, sadly.
No, we should talk about him more, to be honest.
No one's really talking about Gregors.
Gregors.
Like,
He likes his desserts.
it's like when a character's in a video game, it's probably mean they're on the way out. I mean, not Kevin Spacey, that's different, but it's always like they're at the height of their popularity. Then the developer's like, right, let's put them in our game. Then the game takes 2 years to come out at least. So then it's like they've always kind of gone down a little. And I think that's what happened with, Greg's United. He's a comedian, and comedians never last that long. Unless they have like a TV show or something like that.
What, Greg Wallace?
Yeah.
He's not a comedian.
I thought he was.
No.
What does he do then?
He's on MasterChef, isn't he?
Are you talking about the bald guy?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I just don't know British celebrities. I was thinking the guy I'm thinking of is a comedian, and he had glasses. I swear he was called Greg Wallace.
Greg, I think I know who you're thinking about. Is he on things like Mock the Week?
Yeah, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I know who you're on about. I can't know his name either.
Oh, Greg! Oh, the MasterChef! Oh, this changes everything. That'd be amazing if he was in Assassin's Creed and dancing.
Greg Davies, is that who you're thinking?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, I was looking up Greg Wallace, Assassin's Creed, and I couldn't find anything.
No, I just. When I was a kid, I was all over British celebrities. I knew them all. Watched all the shows, all the soaps, all the gossip stuff. And then as soon as I got old enough to just leave the room and do something else, I did. So now I just don't know anymore.
I don't know most. Is this the guy who is in the In-Betweeners? That guy, yeah, you're thinking of?
I think not. If you're thinking of Will or one of the main guys.
No, is that the head teacher or something?
No, the head teacher is a comedian. It's not who I'm thinking of though.
Oh, that's okay. We're on different wavelengths here, I think.
Well, apparently, I mean, Strictly Come Dancing. It's
probably better than that Gotham show. Let's be honest.
Yeah, probably more entertaining.
Oh yeah. Tim, he had like a gavel when he was doing like a fake auction, and then he's like, sold to that woman down there, and they start dancing together.
That's so stupid. What is he going to do next week? That's all he's got. Let's hope he gets voted off, so he doesn't have to come up with another, bargain hunt gimmick.
Maybe there can be like he's at a boot fair, antiques fair, and she's trying to haggle with him.
Right.
Something like that. There's still a little bit of
no, there's
potential.
There's no wiggle room.
Yes, there is.
It's over.
Well, he's going to get kicked out soon anyway, so it's fine.
Ah, that's good then. That's good to hear.
He's like that. He's like the person. Same thing with Anne Widdecombe, and other, usually larger people on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Vanessa Feltz, I think, was another one who people get behind because it's like, oh, look at them try.
And there's lots of room.
And that actually gets them quite far. Maybe halfway, but then people were like, actually, I want to see the good people now, and then they just go. So.
Oh, how sad.
Are
they still doing Celebrity Boot Camp? Is that still going?
What the hell is that?
Oh, okay, then just me. No, Fit Club. Fit Camp? Boot Club? It's the one where, I remember watching it when I was younger, because it's that guy who came in, like, the top 10 for the first pop idol, the one that Will Young won, and then there was like this really fat guy who I think got like 6th, and then he was on Celebrity Fit Club.
Right. So pop idol.
Sure.
Fat guy.
Fat guy.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
I've got to find this out now.
Yeah.
This is intriguing.
Because that was like the first season of that show, because that's when like dieting and all that kind of stuff was really popular.
Oh, yeah, I just put him. Pop idol fat guy, Rick Waller.
Yep, that's him. That's Rick Waller. I guess he's still Google. Fat then.
Yeah, there he is.
Hey.
There he is. I remember him. Yeah.
That was easy.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Talk about Eurogamer.
Alright, let's move on then.
Whatever the hell it's called. Was it that?
Yeah, EGX.
Yeah.
EGX,
that's
called it. So yeah, so I went to EGX, and I went Friday, Saturday. Had a really good time. It was really tiring though. And the reason is because I went back home during the week. So I brought my laptop and Wii U and then had to bring like clothes for like 5 days. So I took all that home. And then I was playing on my Wii U to get the Hyrule Warriors review done. And of course I bring my laptop everywhere because you kind of need to stay connected to the internet and all that. And then I had to carry it around Eurogamer the whole time because we had a hostel, but we only had it for one night, which meant we had to carry it with all our stuff with us on Friday, and then could drop it off, go out, and then on the Saturday morning, we got kicked out at 11, so I had to carry it all day. And it meant by the end of the second day on Saturday, I was just shattered. And my feet were killing me because I got new shoes as well. It was not good. So pretty much I left at 4 o'clock. I left 3 hours early on Saturday because I was just like, I'm tired, my feet hurt, I'm sad now. I'm just going to end on this low, go home, and then remember the good stuff. But I still got a lot of games played. There was a lot of games I didn't play just because you would go in the queue, ask one of the guys standing around, and be like, how long is this queue? And they'll just say a stupid time. So the one that we tried to go on twice, or tried to check out twice, was Evolve, which is the one from Turtle... Are they called Turtle Rock? No, the people that made Left 4 Dead, anyway. I think it's Turtle Rock, but also I think the people that made Eno Noir was called Turtle something, so I'm not sure which one's which. But either way, the people that made Left 4 Dead making Evolve, it's a 4 versus 1 sort of game, next generation only, all that kind of stuff. Didn't play it because the queues were 2 hours. Both times, and it was like, nah, we're not doing that. So in the end, the games I ended up playing, I just got them written down, so I'll just go in the order I've got written down. Played Halo the Master Chief Collection, that was one of the longest queues that we got in for, and that was pretty good. But the thing is, the Master Chief Collection, that's going to be awesome when it comes out because it has over 100 maps. But just playing one particular map was a bit lame. Like, it was just like, okay, this is Halo 2. Good. That it plays like Halo 2. Like, that's all it kind of really confirmed. It wasn't that fun because it was only a free-for-all with 4 people. And there were 4 of us, so we all got to play together, which was pretty cool. But it's like, okay... it didn't really confirm or deny anything for me. I'll still probably get it, but the cool part about the game is that it's 100 maps, not any gameplay stuff. So, I came last, but that wasn't my fault, alright? It wasn't my fault.
No.
It's not, no, it's because the other people there were bigger Halo fans than me, and we all had, different controls. People during the day had just messed with the controls and changed them, which meant that no, don't cough and say noob afterwards, alright? I know you're going to do that.
Okay.
Awesome. So I couldn't get used to the controls because they're not Call of Duty controls, but then it's like, what the hell do I do? So I just kind of lost and didn't do good because I couldn't figure out the controls. But still pretty good. Got a free t-shirt that I'm tempted to wear at work, but I probably won't. Right, so then the next one, Sunset Overdrive, which this was the last game I played on Saturday, and this was the one where I was like, I'm going home. Because it took an hour, 15 minutes, and it was Sunset Overdrive. It was ridiculous. It made me so annoyed, because the demo was 8 minutes long, and it was a standing queue, and then you played in groups of 6, and there was 2 of them, so there was 12 things, and the queue just took forever, because the demo was so bloody long. That demo should have been 5 minutes. You would have got everything you would have wanted, but instead it was a firefight, kill all the waves at enemies mode, where there was 3 different waves that people had to play through. And they also got everyone to stand around in a group and be like, here are the controls, here's what this game's all about. So they gave a little speech before each one, and it meant the queue moved so slowly. And then also you had to stand to play the game. Xbox had the worst showing there, it was just the worst kind of setup. To go through the setup, Sony had the most space. They had just brought out the most. Then that meant there was a lot of room for all the different games, and it was pretty cool. It was all blue. Didn't spend much time there because I wasn't that interested in many of the games, or I wasn't willing to queue for them, but it was still pretty good. Nintendo had the smallest stage out of the three companies, or area, but they had a stage just for Smash Brothers on the Wii U, so like that's kind of perfect. And they had enough console set up for each one, so they used the space they had well, and having that stage was pretty cool, and you know, they did a good job. Xbox's one they reserved a lot of space, but half of it was Call of Duty, and even then the queue was ridiculous. I wanted to go play it and check it out, but I just wasn't going to wait more than an hour for it. It was just far too long. And I reckon that queue probably moved pretty quick because they had so many different consoles set up and so many games going at the same time, but just wasn't really prepared to wait. So most of it was Call of Duty. Then the rest of it was all standing, so no matter what game you played, it was standing, which a lot of the games were, like all the Nintendo ones were, but at the same time the Nintendo ones you didn't have the queue as long because they had enough systems, so it wasn't too bad. And for Smash Brothers you got to sit down as well, so it was fine. But all the Xbox Ones you were standing up, and then they had a stage and an announcer, and what they would do is that there was just this like douche who was like, yeah, Xbox, and then would make the crowd chant Xbox and shout Xbox and spell it and be like, yeah, Xbox, and then would just like throw t-shirts out into the crowd. And there was like kids there as well, so there was just people lunging for these t-shirts, just knocking people over. And then like this guy was like, yeah, and then they would just play like some random pop song afterwards. It'd be like, yeah, Xbox. It's like, we're here just to kind of play the games. Like,
were there t-shirt cannons?
No, they just had them. They were just literally lobbing them into the crowd. And
so
when I was
cannons.
Yeah, cannons would have been cool. Like, someone could have died then. That would have been a story.
Yeah.
But, like, the one time I was kind of standing there, I didn't chant, but I was like, you know what, free t-shirt, that's kind of cool. But I was on the side where there was, like, a guy throwing them and a woman throwing them, and she just had no arm. I don't want to, focus on stereotypes here, but she just could not throw to save her life, so I didn't get one. But it was literally just a black t-shirt with Xbox One on the front, so probably a good thing I didn't get one, or it would have been a t-shirt I would have never worn. But Nintendo kind of did a similar thing, but it was a bit more... It wasn't as douchey. It was just kind of like, here's some free stuff, there you go. But Xbox had the music going, they had the guy who was way too into it, and just like, yeah, Xbox. It's like, this isn't a cult. Like, no, just throw out some free stuff and we'll get going. But so that was like, Xbox was definitely the worst. Like, if you weren't interested in Call of Duty, then it was just like, whatever, you can stand, here's some free stuff we're going to throw at you and shout at you, and it just wasn't nice.
So, were most people like you, or were actually people getting into it?
So people getting into it because of the free stuff, but I think people were saying Xbox because the guy was like, let's give out some free stuff, can I use some Xbox? So it's like, yeah, people are going to shout Xbox for free stuff, but it's still like... Yeah, and like I said, people did lunge and really did go for the stuff, which is why I didn't really stand a chance, because I wasn't prepared to jump over somebody's head to get a free Xbox t-shirt. But yeah, people were, but I don't think... They weren't into it because they loved Xbox. It was just like, free stuff. Okay, I'll shout for a little bit.
Was the guy like Duffman?
No, he was not as cool.
Oh,
he was just like... It was I should have taken a video of it. It was really pretty embarrassing.
So he was just man?
Yeah, he was just kind of annoying and loud.
I would not have liked that.
No. Like, they could have used that space for... Like, I think they did actually have developers up and, like, talking to people, but it was just, like, surrounded by this really awful vibe. And then it wasn't really... Like, it was the same guy being like, give it up! It's like, just... I'm just gonna go. And it's space they could have used for more, consoles as well. So it was just like, ugh.
Well, I would say that...
Oh, here it comes.
I would say that guy... I'm gonna be the devil's advocate here. That guy probably hates it as much as you do.
Yeah, but he could have toned it down. Like, he could have just... There was a way... Like I said, Nintendo threw out free stuff, but those guys they weren't as over the top, and they weren't blasting, like, Lady Gaga after they did it as well. That literally happened. like Bad Romance came on as soon as they stopped giving out T-shirts, super loud, and it was like, ugh, why? So yeah, so maybe he did hate it, but he could have just a little bit turn it down, maybe not so much with the music, just kind of be like, just be a cool guy rather than too into it.
Did you boo-earns him?
I tried. Oh, how I tried. I boo-earned the Smash Brothers stage. That was fun.
Good.
Yeah, somebody had to get a boo-earns.
Yes.
But, so back to Sunset Overdrive. It's alright. Like, the problem with that demo is that it was just waves in a limited area. And sure, it was cool playing 6-player co-op, but it was like, this should have been open world. This should have been single-player open world. Like 12 single-player ones that you get 5 minutes in. The queue would have moved quicker. Because that's the whole point in that game. There's nothing it's the personality in the open world. But if you kind of take one of those away, then it's just like, whatever. It's just a third-person shooter. So without the open world, it's kind of like, yep, I'm just shooting mutants, and that's about it. I mean, I came first on that. Like, easily. I got 140 kills. Guy in second only got 79. He had no idea what he was doing. But it was still like the grinding mechanic is apparently the big thing that they were explaining. And then I didn't use it once.
Was it like some 10-year-old kid?
No, it was actually like, because there was only 3 of us at the moment, so it was me, 2 of my mates, and then like 3 other guys.
Oh, okay.
So
right.
one of them might have been a kid, but I was too focused in the game. I was too ready. I was too, in the moment.
Getting those 100 and whatever kills.
40, I mean, let's get it right. I mean, it's 40 over 100, so got to be precise.
Wow, well done.
Yeah, but yeah, apparently the grinding mechanic is a big thing, which would have been, I would have tried it out if I was in the open world to get across the map, but this wasn't that. This was just shoot the waves. So, as anyone should know, when the enemies don't pose a real threat and can't really kill you, and you're trying to kill out waves, you just stand where they spawn. So there was no point grinding, so I didn't do it once. So then it was just kind of like, yeah, my guy's wearing a top hat, but once that novelty wore off, it was like, kind of like another just third-person shooter. Hey, we need another one of those.
Does top hat novelty wear off?
Yes. When the demo's like 8 minutes long and my feet hurt. And then, yes. I had no time for top hat novelty.
What about mustache?
No mustache on this guy, so that's probably didn't help his cause.
No, it didn't. There you go. Fail.
Shame.
Mm-hmm.
Pre-order cancelled.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, the next game on my list is Dying Light, which, in case you don't know, the people that made Dead Island are making Dying Light, and it's pretty much Dead Island. But I think what they've done is that they've split in two, where Dead Island 2, which I didn't play because I didn't like Dead Island 1, and the queue was stupidly long for Dead Island 2 for no reason. That's going to be the silly one, the one that's kind of a bit more, has a bit more of a sense of humour, a bit more over the top. That's the one that's going to be a bit more silly. But Dying Light is taking a more serious kind of tone, and when I played Dying Light, it's actually better than I thought, and the reason is because Dead Island 1 was Fallout 3 with zombies, which sucked, because it didn't have VATS, it didn't have the good atmosphere, it didn't have like the good setting, it was just like awkward and annoying and boring. And Dying Light kind of, what's changed about that game for me is that I played Zombie U that focused on awkward combat. Like, that was the whole point. It meant that you had to focus more on survival. It meant that you couldn't just blast through zombies. If there was 3 zombies, you had to run away or come up with some sort of plan to take them out, because otherwise they would just murder you. And it seems like Dying Light is taking that like approach a bit more. Like, they're kind of embracing that. Now, the thing I couldn't tell from my time with the game, because I only had like 7 minutes with it, is that I don't know if that was intentional. I don't know if it's like they're intentionally trying to make it hard. Probably inspired by Dark Souls, which I don't really like, but whatever. Like, that seems to be the way things are going. Because it's kind of hard to take out zombies, and it is a little bit awkward to do. But, so like, there's potential there. Like, I would like to play it some more, but I am now actually interested in the game, because if it's Zombie U but on like next generation consoles, then I'm totally there. But if it was kind of accidental that it's meant to be clunky and like it's not done quite right, because Dead Island definitely wasn't right, then Like, I'm on the fence about it, but it's definitely now on my radar since playing it. So that's always a positive.
Yeah. Sorry, I sort of zoned out there for a second.
Fair enough.
I was too busy looking at a picture of Rick Waller.
Of course.
It's still on my screen for some reason. I don't know why.
Now your screensaver.
Yes. What is my life?
Well, we don't know. Right, okay, so the next game you're interested in, I think, or should be, the next one I played was Alien Isolation. This one was done really well. They had like one of the best booths because they had 60 consoles set up. So the queue just went. You just stood in the queue, and then the demos you had a 10-minute limit, and then after the 10 minutes you were gone, and then next wave of people come on. Really good setup. And then they also gave a few free comic book. You know, not a proper full-length one, but still, like, it tells its own story. I haven't read it, but it's like it's pretty nice. So I didn't like it.
Oh.
But going into this, they said how it's like, look, we got a top 10 for the day. Now, if you get in the top 10, you get a free t-shirt. I was like, ooh, wow. And then if you get number 1, you get some really cool stuff. Like, I can't remember what it was, but it was really cool. Like, sounded great. Like, so I was like, right, I'm just going to run through this demo, get the top time, get the free stuff, be a cool guy. That's the plan. That was a mistake. Because you start off the demo, first of all it crashed and had to restart as soon as I booted it up, so that was good. That wasted precious seconds. And then when I did load it up, pretty much what the game is, or what that demo was, is that you have this area, you have this downstairs and this upstairs bit, I think you're in the ship, or supposed to be, and then you get your motion thing, and it beeps, and you got to avoid the alien and try and escape the area. Now, on the tracker, it has the classic beeping thing, like there's the dot, and it has an objective tracker. It does not work, or it didn't work in the demo, and that made it the most annoying thing in the world, because it's like, right, I just need to know where to go so I can do this quickly, but to do that I need to like actually figure out where to go, and because it's next generation gaming, everything looks the bloody same, and it's dark, so it's super hard to do. So just finding the stairs to go upstairs was like annoying as hell, because the way the demo worked is that you didn't have health. If the alien spotted you and ran towards you, you're just dead. Like, it doesn't even have to touch you, it just has to get in range of you, and you get this animation of being stabbed or just being eaten and jumped on, and then you're dead. So it's like, oh great. So I ended up dying about 4 times trying to figure out the route, and then for the beginning bit, I figured out to be like, right, get your motion tracker out, see where the dot is. If it's on the right, you go left. If it's on the left, you go right. You don't run, because running is pointless in that game, which was bloody annoying, because if you run, he just instantly hears you and then eats you and you're done. So you just wasted time. You know, you just need to walk away, because he only runs when you run, so it's pointless running. So I figured that out, and then I got upstairs and just got killed because I got trapped in the corner and didn't know where to go. And I didn't want to just hide in a locker, because that's what they were saying. It's like, oh, go hide somewhere if he sees you. And it's like, I don't want to. That sounds awful. So even all that aside, like, I probably did ruin the game for myself slightly, because I didn't even beat it. I didn't even get to the end, didn't even set a time, because I couldn't figure it out. Because it was just annoying, because the objective tracker didn't work, which was like, it really killed it for me, the fact that the objective tracker didn't work. Because in a horror game, I don't think to force the player to explore an environment with any real depth is just kind of a little broken. Like Silent Hill, you explore environments, but you go into a room, you kill the creatures, and then you can explore the room freely. But in Alien Isolation, and in games like Amnesia, which I think is like what killed the game for me as well, when you're trying to solve a puzzle and you're being stalked at the same time, it's just stressful. Like, it's not scary, it's just stressful and annoying, and it just leads to frustration very easily when it's like, oh, I've been killed, but I'm trying to actually think something through. I don't want to have to be dealing with enemies. Like, you need that to be separated to some degree. And Alien Isolation doesn't do that. It's like, I'm trying to find where I'm going, and I just got this big thing walking around. But taking that aside, it's not scary. It has all the classic cliche stuff like, oh, there's an alien, instant kill stuff, scary noises when it's near. it's not scary. And I think that's because the actual alien itself is not scary, like in any capacity. Like, I just don't... Like, with all the merchandise and everything that's happened with the alien, the actual alien creature has lost all sort of threat and scariness. It's just not there anymore. So, the problem with Alien Isolation is that you actually see the alien walking around. Like, it's just walking around, and you'll kind of go around the corner and see it just, having a stroll, oh, I'm going to eat this person, it's going to be great. And then you just kind of have to figure out your way around it and wait for it to walk off, which is just stupid. In the actual Alien film itself, you never saw the alien just walking around. It was either somewhere near, but you could hear it, but you couldn't see it, or it was eating someone. There was like two definites. It was on or off, 0 or 1. It was either not there, but you know it's there, or eating you. But in Alien Isolation, it's not that. It's either just not eating you, which is still annoying because it's an instant kill, because it's like, oh, I've got to start again. That appeal goes away straight away. Or it's just kind of like over there, just hanging out. And being able to see the enemy like that, and have it be the alien creature, which is not scary anymore, means it's not a scary game.
That's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
I don't know what to feel now.
Well, it's like, they could pull it off. Like, the full game could be better, but based on that demo where it's just like, you have to try and escape and the alien's around, it's like that just doesn't work as a concept when it's instant kill and you can just see it walking around. Because really, the alien should be in the vents the whole time.
Well, that's how I thought it would be. Yeah, or scuttling along the side of walls.
Yeah, it shouldn't just be walking. Like, that's dumb. No one wants to see that.
Now, be honest, right? How much of it not being scary, not even thinking about the fact it walks or whatever, was just to do with the environment you were playing it in? Do you think that did anything against it?
No, because it was shut off, so it actually was a little dark where all the stuff was, and it was a massive TV right in front of you, and you had headphones that would turn up way too loud, like unnecessarily loud. So you had a chance to get sucked into it. Like, there wasn't that much noise because of the whole section was off, and then you couldn't hear anything but all the noises the game was making. So it probably did take away slightly, but not by much.
Okay.
Like, not enough to kill any tension anyway, because I didn't feel any tension, really.
Well, that's sad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that surprised, because Creative Assembly are making it, and they've never made a horror game before, so why would they know? So yeah, all the stuff's there, there's blood on the walls, and scary music, and you gotta look out. But I think having it be like an instant kill, and then just not being able to run and things like that. Because when I was playing the game, I was like, wow, Slender really got it right. Like, that's all I was thinking. Because I was actually thinking, right, I'm getting that t-shirt. But afterwards, I was like...
Why is it with your t-shirts? I don't understand.
I don't know. It's when you're there, you understand, alright? Like, you want 3 t-shirts. And I only got one, and that's my Master Chief one, which I actually kind of like. Because it's the helmet, but it's done like in... what's the guy who did the... bloody hell, the Campbell soup?
Andy Warhol.
Andy Warhol, yeah, done in that kind of style. So that's pretty cool. It's an XL, doesn't really fit. But anyway, it's like Slender had it right.
Rick Warner could wear
it. No, not quite. If he lost some weight, maybe. I didn't see him at the stand. I don't think I would have missed him, but...
Right.
Poor Rick. Yeah, so Slender got it right because it's what I was saying, how you can't see the enemy until he could potentially, like, just kill you outright. Like, Slender actually teleported, which, of course, an alien can't do, but if you design the game well enough, you could make that happen. Because the whole point is that with horror, it's like, it's there, you can't see it, and then it's there and you're dead. That's what you kind of want. So with Slender, that's what it was. It was just a case of, he's not there, and then boom, he's there, you're dead, or you've got to get the hell out of there, you've got to run, there's like a panic to it. But with Alien Isolation, he's over there-ish. Like, you can see him, and you can't, once he spots you, there's no real panic, because it doesn't really feel like you can escape. Like in Outlast, there was a panic because even like you could take a couple of hits. You could take like 2-3 hits and you regen health. So it was a case of right, just get to a safe place, you're fine, but you gotta get there. So that was like you pelted like full pace, being chased, had to lose the person, get in a locker, tension, panic. Alien Isolation is just like, I guess I kind of gotta walk over to a locker and kind of hide in there for a little bit, and then he'll just wander somewhere else and. Okay, cool, because because you want the player to be able to react erratically rather than just, oh, I'm screwed. It's like, that's not scary to know that you're going to die, or knowing that you're definitely going to die. The scare is that I probably will, but I reckon if I can get out of this, but I'm probably dead. That's what you want, and Alien Isolation doesn't do that, and that's what Slender did so well, because really, Slender and the way that plays and the way that was, that's the Alien game. That's what the film was all about. You just take that gameplay, you put it in a ship, and boom, that's what you want. But that's not what this is. And even then, it doesn't, based on that demo, it doesn't seem to be that one where there's just always an atmosphere, like Silent Hill. So it kind of doesn't really have its own identity, and what it tries to do, it doesn't do well. So it's just kind of like, whatever. It was probably the most disappointing game for me that I played at the show, because I had interest in it, and now I have no interest in it, and I don't think it's good.
Okay. Well, you've depressed me now.
Yes.
Hope you're welcome.
That's what you get.
There was a video. I wanted to watch a video. That's actually, I moaned you about that advert in front of the video before the podcast. That's what I wanted to watch, was some footage of it.
Oh.
Now I don't have to.
Yes. I would still say watch some footage of it. I mean, that's free, whatever. You don't have to stand in a queue for ages to do that. But it's just like, I really hope the full game is not that idea, because it doesn't work. It just doesn't.
Is it coming out on PC?
I think so.
Is it going to have a demo? I want to play it, but now I don't want to buy it.
It'll probably be the demo I played, honestly. If there is one.
Okay.
But I think if it's... I don't know what other ideas they have, and because they're not a horror company, it's like, do they actually have any other ideas? Because the game could work. Like, get the objective tracker to work, have more ideas, make it so the alien actually hides itself rather than just walking around like a mug. And then there's something there, but I just don't have any confidence that the full game is actually well made enough to pull that off.
That's what I want to ask you. What is wrong with the objective tracker thing?
It just didn't work. Like, the thing is that it was, okay, so when you start, you're locked in a room, and then once you open the room, the timer starts, and you can grab some flares and things like that. Not too sure what the flares did. I used it once, the alien just, like, bit me, and I was like, oh, good, well, that was cool. So it was like, you went rightish, and then straight on, and then the stairs were there. But it didn't point towards the stairs at all. Like, sometimes it was kind of point right for me, and then sometimes kind of left, but it didn't. Maybe it was pointing to, like, the general objective, but half the time it wasn't even on. Like, it didn't even do anything. So maybe I just wasn't looking at the right thing, but there was a tutorial that I saw, like, 3 times, because I had to keep rebooting the game and things like that, and it was like, that's the objective tracker. And I was like, well, that doesn't really do anything. Shouldn't it always point to where you need to go? And it just didn't. Like, most of the time it was just off. So I was hiding from the alien, being like, right, I just need to kind of get round, but I don't know where I'm going, so I'll just go somewhere and hope for the best.
Okay. I just wondered.
And it's also the fact that it just looks the same. Like, it's just the inside of the ship. Which really is fair enough. That's what an inside of a ship would kind of look like. It did look all the same in the film, but it's still like, as a video game, you don't want it to be all the same. So I really don't know how they're going to pull that off with having actual interesting levels and part of the ships. I don't think they can, really.
Nostradamus.
Yeah?
That's what it's called, right?
What, the ship?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay. I got that right. I don't know, because that's the one thing that people are saying they did well, was like recreate all the stuff from the film.
But yeah, sure.
But then we never really, you don't actually walk around in the film. We only see the good parts.
Yeah.
Like there's a director who chooses, like, oh yeah, let's have that shot. I suppose they can't really do that with a game.
No, they have to try and make it. I don't know how. I don't know if the ship ever lands anywhere or anything like that. But it might not have even been a ship. It should kind of look like the... No, that must have been the ship. Maybe it wasn't. I think it was. It looked like the ship. I couldn't say specific locations, but it looked just like generic futuristic corridors and living areas. So I was like, it's probably a ship.
Probably.
I don't know.
Did it have that logo, that W, Wayland something logo?
I don't know. It was really dark. For the most part. Like the lights randomly went out, which was just irritating.
Spooky.
Yeah, it's like, what are they implying? That the alien is just like flipping switches, like, this will freak him out. Like, no. Why would the lights just go out? And it didn't matter, because it was like, I know I'm not near the alien. I literally have a device in my hand that's telling me I'm not near it. Why would I care that the lights are out? It's just irritating.
Maybe the fuse went.
Yeah, but it then comes back on.
Maybe it's a clapper.
No, it's...
Maybe the alien is just around the corner clapping.
Damn you! And you
Not
clap,
again.
it knows where you are, eats you. The perfect plan.
Yeah, that's how it does it.
God damn, it's brilliant.
Mm-hmm. I should make games.
You should.
I've said this multiple times in this podcast now.
It'll probably be better than Isolation.
Ah.
Oh, snap.
Any other games that you saw there?
Yep. The next one I saw was The Witcher Free World Hunt, which was actually... It was disappointing because it wasn't playable. It was just a presentation, but...
Lame.
Yeah, it's pretty lame. But I'm actually kind of excited for that game now, because it looks like a mature Fable, and also if Fable stayed good.
Oh.
So that actually looks pretty... It's like, the combat looks really like Fable, and it's just like, yeah, it's Fable with blood. And all these kind of over-the-top characters and things like that. Like, everyone also has like a city English accent and just stuff like that. So it's like, I'm now kind of interested, because it's also only next gen. So it'll be a case of, I can actually get this really good looking game on PS4. It plays like Fable, but it's not bad. So actually that one's now on my radar as well, too. I wish I could have played it, but it still looked good.
Well, it's good that it has the humour. That's when you compared it to Fable. I was gonna say, did it have like sort of funny stuff like Fable?
Well, it's still serious, but then at the same time, it's like it still has that jokey kind of stuff in there. Like it definitely takes itself more seriously than Fable, but there is still stuff in there. Like still jokes. Like you can hear people saying weird, funny stuff as you're walking around a town, stuff like that.
All right, that's good.
Yeah, so I might get that, because it comes out February. If it was coming out this year, then no way. I don't have the time, but it comes out February 24th, so probably will end up picking that up.
Why not the time this year?
Oh, there's just other games to play.
Oh, we mentioned earlier.
Yeah. Right, the next one is Super Smash Bros. And for some reason, well, I know the reason, but there was only the 3DS, properly playable. There was two two-player boosts, there was two two-player boosts, then two four-player boosts. So the queue moved quite quickly and wasn't too bad. But it was only on 3DS, and when I was playing it, I was like, I don't want to play the 3DS version. I was so annoyed. I was like, I don't want to play this. It's not as good. It's just not. They did a good job with what they had, but it's not good enough. I didn't want to play it. And the most frustrating part about all this is that every group of four, whoever won, got to go on the stage and then play the Wii U version. And I bloody lost! So I didn't even get to play the Wii U version. And they had GameCube controllers. So all the people used GameCube controllers to play the Wii U version. And I was just standing in the crowd being like, that's what I wanted to do. That's the one thing I wanted to do at Eurogamer, and for some reason it's limited to on-stage stuff. That's bollocks. I hate this show. I hate Nintendo. God damn it. So I wasn't happy.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have been such a noob.
Good point. I mean, that's one thought. Well, the problem is that it was us, again, it was four of us, and then two of my mates never played it. But then there was one guy who has played Smash Bros, but at the same time, he had actually got the demo for the 3DS one, so he had already played it a decent amount. And this was the second time I was playing the 3DS version, and I can't play the Wii version without a GameCube controller because I just hate the control so much. It just feels so weird and awkward. So I was kind of wrestling with that, and it was a draw, and in the last 10 seconds he got a KO on one of the guys who, you know, can't play the game or isn't into it, and I lost. And I was like, damn it! And then when I was watching, because he actually got to the final, because it was, I think they did... How did they do it? It was 2 lots of 4, and then... How did they do it? Yeah, it was 2 lots of 4, and whoever won each of them then went head-to-head, and the winner of that got a 3DS with the game already installed. And the game doesn't come out until next week, next Friday. So even though I don't want the game, I would quite like the 3DS XL. That would be pretty cool. And when I was watching the match, they were not good. I would have beaten them both. Because none of them blocked. Ever. Like, that's how you can tell somebody who's played Smash a bit before, or is, like, into it. They block, and they roll. And they never did that. They were just both Link, which is a noob character. I'm not an expert at Smash Bros, but I know the subtle signs. Like, a lot of people would beat me, but at the same time, I know the signs of people who are just, like, button mashing, and one of them is playing as Link or Pikachu, which people did, and one of them is that you never block or roll, and that's what they did. I was like, I could have, if I was a little bit better, downloaded the 3DS demo, got a bit of practice in, I would have beaten that guy on the thing, I would have gone up on stage, I would have beaten that last guy, I would have got the 3DS, and it would have been awesome. But none of that happened. And I was very sad.
In an alternate dimension it did.
Yes. Alternate me has a 3DS and is playing the 3DS version right now because it actually did come with it, like a week early. You got a 3DS and a game a week early, but no. And it was because it was the 3DS version. It's not unplayable, but at the same time, it's kind of like whenever you're playing a competitive game, if the controls are off, it's like, I hate this, I can't do it. You know, I know it's the classic things like, people complaining about competitive gaming and being, controls are off, but it really is, like, extremely frustrating to be playing a game that's competitive. Like, Mario Kart gets away with it because it's just a bit of fun anyway. Like, I can get stressed out in Mario Kart, but at the same time, it's just, like, you can easily just get hit by a blue shell and whatever, so it is more kind of balanced like that. Smash Brothers, when I was playing for the chance to play the Wii U version, I was like, God damn it. Like, God damn it. I'm still annoyed, unless you probably...
Really? I would not have known.
It's still eating me up inside, because that was the one, it was like... It was triple whammy. It was like, could have got a 3DS, could have gone up on stage, not that big of a deal, but still would have been nice, and I could have actually played the game I wanted to play. Not this crappy little 3DS version, that they have to put black outlines on the characters for you to even be able to see them. It's stupid, and I hate it.
How much was that 3DS that went on eBay?
A lot. I mean, it's got the game on.
It's got the game on?
Yeah, and it's the Super Smash Bros. 3DS as well, the XL. So it's got the Smash stuff on the front. So I reckon if you put it up the next day and be like, right, I can ship this to you for Tuesday, that would have gone for a lot.
Maybe someone did that. Do you know who won?
Yeah, no, actually, I didn't know the guy who won. Because the mate who beat me actually won his thing, so it was him in the final. But he lost.
Oh.
Because he missed the final smash. He missed the final... Yeah, he lost.
He's now been befriended. No, defriended even.
Yup.
Oh.
God damn it. But yeah, that was fun. God, I was all set to buy the 3DS version, and then I played the demo beforehand. I played it once just to check it out. It was actually the guy who beat me. He was like, if you haven't played the demo, check it out, because, save us queuing. And then we just ended up queuing anyway, because the demo is so limited. And that was the second time. And I was just like, this is just awkward. And something I really didn't like about it as well is that you can't use the D-pad. It's a 2D game. It's not 3D, but the D-pad is used for smash attacks, which is what the C-stick is used for with the GameCube controller. So it's just like, well, I want to use the D-pad. Or I want to at least have that option. And I pressed it. I was like, oh, I did an attack. So that means I have to use the circle pad. So I didn't control as bad as I thought. But at the same time, it's like, I don't want this weaker version. At the end of the day, I played it and I was like, this is not as good. I can't enjoy it as much. So I was all set to buy it. And then I played it. And now I'm not buying it. I'm going to make myself not buy that game because it's not the one I want. And I'm going to hold out for like 2 months until the real version of the game comes out.
If you want me to put you into some therapy sessions, I will.
That'd be nice.
This is what I'm sensing from this. I think the game's fine.
The game
I'm
is
sure
not
the game's
fine. No.
And you're just a bitter person.
Yes, but also it's not fine. Well, it is fine. It's just you don't want fine. It's Smash Bros. You want the best version. Why would you get like a... There's a reason why some people just still play Melee, the GameCube one. Because it's like, oh, well, I just want to play the one that's actually good. But I like Brawl. But at the same time, it's like, I just want the Wii U version. And it's something that I was like, yeah, I'll just get the Wii U one. And then closer to the release date in the last month, I was like, yeah, I'll just get the 3DS one as well. Might as well play some Smash. And now it's like, no. No.
No.
No 3DS version. It's not as good.
Well, you save yourself money then.
Yeah, but, a few extra bob for the Wii Version. I mean, that's
Consider
two...
Consider yourself lucky.
I mean, that's 2 games that I'm definitely not going to buy now, Alien Isolation and Smash Bros. On the 3DS, because I played them. So, hey, that's like 70 quid saved.
What a good trip.
I know, right? So much... Definitely didn't cost me a lot for the train and the tickets, and the hostel. So money definitely saved in the long run.
That guy who does all the money advice on like GMTV, he'd be saying to go to that convention.
Who's that? Rick? Is that Rick?
No, it's not Rick Waller. No, it's
Rick Waller.
Lewis. Someone. No, Martin.
Martin Waller.
Martin Waller. No. He gives out money advice, financial advice, and now you can tell him, listen, you want to save yourself some money, go to a convention, play all the games that suck, and then don't buy them.
Yeah. I mean, one game that I'm actually still going to buy that comes out next week, or maybe it's the following Monday, is The Evil Within, and that's because they had a pretty big queue. And they're also giving out free boxes for the Boxman, so you could put it on your head and be like, oh, the Boxman, that's fun. But everyone had one, so I was like, I'm not picking one up. It's lame if everyone has it.
Martin Lewis.
Ah, cool.
He's got an OBE? No!
That's not right.
He's a financial journalist, apparently.
Ugh.
How? Well, okay, sorry, back to the games.
So The Evil Within I'm still going to get because I didn't play it. But there was a very good chance that if I played it, I wouldn't like it. So expect another angry rant next week when I play it and don't like it.
Oh, I look forward to that.
Although I think it comes out... Wait, it's on the 7th. Yeah, so... No, it won't be next week. Actually. Because it comes out not next week, but next Tuesday.
Well, we'll be moaning about the Simpsons thing.
Oh, yeah. That's a lot of moaning.
A lot of
needs
moaning.
To be done.
We have to limit ourselves at some point.
Nah.
No?
No.
I'm still looking at this Martin Lewis guy.
Don't look at... Stop looking at British celebrities.
How can you be an officer of the Order of the British Empire for saying not to fall for PPI scams?
We should get a list of all the people who got put or who got given an OB in the last 10 years. I bet most of them would be like, why did he get one? Or she.
So maybe not next podcast, but the week after. It can just be a solid hour and a half of us going through the list and going, yes, no, yes, no.
An hour? You think that's going to take an hour to say yes or no?
Yes.
Oh, fair
all
enough.
of them.
That should be good. I mean, I won't be there, but you can go ahead and do that podcast.
Okay. I mean, I'm just looking at the ones for just 2014, and there's a lot.
Or how about this? How about during the week, you look up the list, and then for next week, you bring your no list.
Oh. Yeah, okay.
Because that could work. Because a whole list to actually talk about each person, that's gonna... And most of the people... the people listening won't even know because they'll just be British.
Damian Lewis got one. I'm starting already. No,
No.
this has got to wait.
We got to tease this content.
Okay, right.
Alright, I've only got 2 more games. Which, ready for 2 days, isn't a lot, but you just couldn't get a lot done. There was Splatoon, which is the cartoony paint shooter that Nintendo is making and putting out next year. And that was pretty fun. It was pretty funny because there was a guy at the booth, like, when we were waiting for our turn, trying to give us advice, and we were just like, we're not doing that. And it's like, but guys, you got to make sure you're putting paint everywhere, you got to defend your base. Like, we're not doing that. So we were like, yeah, we're Team Never Squid, because he kept saying how you have to squid. So his 2 things were always squid, which is like you turn into a squid and you can like go through paint quickly. That's on the floor. And he was also like, defend your base. Always have one person at your base, because otherwise the other team will get there. We're like, we're not. No, we're rushing, we're charging. And then he was just like, oh, okay, do what you want. And then we dominated the other team. Absolutely dominated. We couldn't actually see who they were because they were on the other side. So they were probably just young kids. But we got like 67% of the map, and they only had 19. So we killed those guys emotionally, which was awesome. But the actual game itself is pretty cool. I'm not too sure if the concept, because the concept is that it's a 4 against 4, and the objective is to cover as much of the map with your paint as possible. And then you can turn into a squid to go through the paint, and then you can jump onto different paint. And in your paint, you can turn into a squid to go quickly, but in the other team's paint, it slows you down. And then eventually, if you get shot with too much paint from the other side, you get killed and respawn back at base and charge back in. Yeah, I'm not too sure if the concept would hold up. Like, I think seeing how it's just painting the entire map, unless the different maps really do have interesting gimmicks, I got a very good feeling it's one that you're going to get sick of very quickly. And the main reason is because it doesn't focus too much on being competitive. And, well, it does, but one thing that stops it from actually being competitive is that to aim up and down, you have to tilt the gamepad. You can't use the right analog stick. The right analog stick only goes left to right, so you have to tilt up to aim. And then also the paint goes in an arc. It doesn't go straight, which makes it kind of difficult to make any sort of precise shots. You get used to it. It's not awkward to control or bad to control. It just means that you can't, when you're in a firefight with someone, it's kind of a little random, because you're both just trying to figure out tilting the gamepad, and you're both moving back and forth to mess the other people up as well. So it just kind of gets a bit messy and silly. So the fact that it doesn't focus purely on the competitive ones means that I think you could only get so sucked in and get so into it and get immersed in the community. But again, if they do interesting enough map gimmicks and they have enough game modes, then it'll probably be fun, because it was fun from what I played. But if it's just that on a few different maps and nothing more, then it's probably not really going to go anywhere.
You know what? I think your behaviour is just... It's not how you get t-shirts.
Why? I won. Get the t-shirt.
You won, but the guy like, well, you're not getting a t-shirt because you didn't follow my advice.
Well, no. I mean, there was no t-shirts for Splatoon, but he was impressed, I'm sure.
I think you made him look like a fool.
Well, that's what he gets. He was talking to the pros, the masters.
Really?
Well, the numbers. Just look at the numbers. We dominated.
Fine. But I'm just saying that this guy, who probably has a secret stash of t-shirts somewhere, and, you're saying all this advice, you're like, no, you go and win, so he's going to feel stupid now.
Well, I hope so. That's what he gets.
He's going to be like, well, I have to reevaluate my life.
I hope so.
You don't be the squid.
Yeah.
You don't stay at your base.
Well, actually, we did squid all the time, because you have to. But it's still Team Never Squid.
Oh, well, then, you'll see, the news comes out, doesn't it?
That's the whole game, though. It's not really anything different if you don't squid. But it's still...
Team Never Squid.
Team Never Squid.
Team Never Squid.
Oh, shoot.
More like.
Double negatives all up in there.
Mm-hmm.
I can't handle it.
Rick Waller is not impressed.
It's not.
No.
Or healthy.
That too.
These are just two truths. Okay, right, the final one, I don't have much to say. It was Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, and the only reason we played it is because it was a 4-player booth, and it was pretty much empty, and it's just Monster Hunter, where it's an MMO, it's all about grinding and loot, so playing it as a demo felt a bit redundant, because it just meant we were just tapping X on a monster, then it kept running away to different areas, but the game's really weird, like it's such a weird design, that it's just, no, it's not good. And a demo isn't really going to show the good parts of the game, which is leveling up your character and getting immersed in the world. It's just like shows off the combat, which is like the weakest part, so wasn't impressed.
Did you get much freebies?
No, like...
Apart from that t-shirt?
I thought I would have got more, but the thing is, like, Alien Isolation, I didn't, like, there was a t-shirt, I messed up. Smash Brothers, there was the chance of a 3DS, I messed up. But Splatoon and bloody Sunset Overdrive, I dominated at. Nothing. Got nothing for that. So I just kind of, I guess my priorities or my gaming skills are just all wrong. But they just didn't get me the free stuff. And I wasn't willing to jump on kids to grab free t-shirts and stuff, so... I got my Halo t-shirt because we actually recorded a Halo Memories segment that might be on TV, so that'll be embarrassing if it actually goes up.
That's cool.
You can tell it's me because I laughed when I said Liverpool, because they said, say your name and where you're from, and I said, I'm Tom from Liverpool. But I said it like that because I don't have a Scouser accent, so people are going to be like, he's not.
You're a big fat phony.
Yeah, phony. That's what they'll cry at the TV. So there's a chance, if you see some bloody idiot on TV laughing at the word Liverpool, then that's me talking about my Halo memories.
Hey, who was it doing this? Was it...
It was them. It was where, like, because basically they had 8 Halo things set up, which is ridiculous that they had less than Sunset Overdrive, and they had less than a lot of games. That should have been one of the main ones, Halo the Master Chief Collection, but whatever. And then in the middle of it, they had a little studio thing. Like, it was just a room with 2 chairs in it, and then a camera, and then a guy kind of said questions at you, although you can actually see him. So they actually had set that up in the middle of the Halo section.
Oh, right. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so that would be pretty good. I mean, they asked if I was free October 13th, and I just said yes, because I had no idea what day that was. That kind of was a bit out of nowhere. And I think I'm super not free, because I think that's during the week, but whatever. It's fine.
Is that where it's going to be, when it's going to be aired?
I don't know. Maybe.
It's a bit late. Maybe you're going to be whisked away to some secret Microsoft headquarters.
That would be good. Maybe it'd be a case of like, okay, we took these Halo fans for a preview of Halo 5 Guardians.
Yeah.
I think that would be it. And then they edit the footage of them talking about Halo, and then it's like, here's them playing Guardians and what they thought as committed Halo fans.
And you'd be like, Liverpool.
Yeah, Liverpool.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Ugh. But no, so that's it for me from EGX. Again, it was really good. I wish I got to play more games. Like, I didn't play Sonic Boom, and the reason is because the time I got around to it was when I was walking out. Because Sonic Boom, there was only one booth, but there wasn't really a line. It was like a 2-person queue, so I could have gotten, it would have only taken like 10, 15 minutes to play. But at that point, I was just like, I'm tired, I'm sad, I'm going home. And on the tube home, it was a nightmare as well, because the train stopped 2 stops early. Then I had to walk up like 15 floors of stairs with all my whatever. I'll just start moaning in.
Where was it? Where was the place?
It was at Earl's Court.
Where?
It's on the District line.
Oh. Sorry, no, I didn't catch the first part.
Oh, Earl's Court.
Oh, Earl's Court. Oh. Right.
It's like you get off there, and then you go... There's 2 exits. I think if you go left, there's a ton of PS4 advertisement, and then you just walk out straight onto it. And there's a big centre there.
So this was on Friday?
Yes.
See, it's a good thing it was on the Northern Line.
Oh,
you know why?
That's the thing. I had to get the Northern Line back. And they stopped the train and said, everyone get off. It's not going any further.
No, I wasn't about someone died, apparently.
Oh, maybe that was it. Maybe it was related.
I was on the train, and the conductor... What a miserable start to the Friday.
Sure.
The conductor's like, anyone going to London and taking the Northern Line, it's been stopped because there's been a fatality on the line. I'm like, that's great. You know, hear about people dying already. It's like 8 o'clock on Friday.
Oh, that's probably why mine was... No, mine was Saturday evening. But it was one stop before King's Cross, so it's Russell Square. And it was just like, we're not going any further, even though we're like 6 stops from the end. Everyone get off. And see ya. It's like, oh good. I'm glad. I'm not tired.
Isn't it great when public transport just kicks you off?
It's like the worst... Any other time I would have been fine. But that time I had 2 heavy bags on my back. I was tired. I specifically left Eurogamer because I was tired and my feet hurt. And then I had to go up 15 floors worth of stairs. And then it was a 15-minute walk to where my train was. And I was just like, is this karma? What did I do? Like, why am I being punished?
You know what you did. You didn't listen to that guy's advice.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah. And so is the Rick Waller, but...
Rick Waller was there too. I saw
Can
him.
we get Rick Waller as a sponsor? Can he, like, sing the theme or something?
Maybe.
We could probably afford him. We probably could.
Sing the Times Where There's Two music.
He's probably, like, I don't know what he's doing now, but we could probably get him.
Something to do with the hospital. Frequent visitor.
Are you saying he's dead?
No, on the way out.
Oh, right, okay.
Although, to be fair, if he died, we wouldn't know about it.
Oh, that's...
They wouldn't put him in WoW.
No. Oh, okay. That's true.
We would start... Me and you, we start the petition when it happens. Get Rick Waller in WoW.
I think it can be what he needs.
Yeah, a little push.
Oh, a bit of work coming. That's good. What is it for? Oh, a podcast?
Well, hey!
Oh.
I'll sing the time for this thing.
He can also do, if this podcast ever has sections, which it probably won't, but if it did have for a little bit, actually, didn't it?
Yeah.
Because, yeah. So he could sing those as well.
Could do. He could do a Hangover Games one.
Yeah. Listen, I'm just saying, this is the most realistic and achievable thing I've said about this podcast.
Absolutely.
So far. I'm just saying. Yeah? Keep it in mind.
Alright, I'll contact his agent, see what happens.
His agent will be his Facebook page or something.
Yeah, just tweet him. Like, come on.
He probably has Twitter.
We're not tweeting Rick, we're not doing it.
But would he be big enough to be verified? Probably not.
I reckon, Twitter. And that's the first time he's never been big enough for anything. Oh!
Well.
Get it?
Yeah, I do get it.
Because of the obesity.
Yeah. Now, there is a Rick Waller Twitter.
What, does a fan one, maybe?
Yeah, but exactly, but then who would be a big enough fan to set that up? So it probably is him.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, Twitter got big in, 2008? Maybe a bit more a bit earlier, 2006. But he was, like, not in the limelight when Twitter started or got popular.
Oh my god, they've got a Where Are They Now for Rick Waller.
Oh.
Hang on.
Is it just a gravestone?
No.
Oh, maybe that was too mean.
He is running a mobile karaoke and disco service with his dad.
That's the only thing he's running. No other running.
Oh.
No, that sounds quite nice.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. He was working as an exam invigilator.
Oh, God.
They were... Oh, no.
Ugh.
They're horrible, those things. I hated those guys.
I actually liked most of mine. You either had, like... Most of them were just so... It had to be, like... They were just delirious with just sitting around. That they were just super nice.
No, see, I think they probably enjoyed watching children suffer.
Sure.
And there was this one guy we had who was like upside down beard face. He had so much hair on his chin, but he was completely bald.
Well, that's not really mean or horrible.
No, it was interesting.
Noteworthy, I suppose.
It was noteworthy. But yeah, I just like I always hated them so much because we're in an exam and they're just there reading a book.
Yeah.
I want to read books.
Well, you
and not
did
have the stress of exams.
You did English. You read a book. Did exams.
Yeah, it was horrible. That's why I want to be those guys.
Well, so yeah, but what should they do though?
They should, right. Obviously, they got to check that no one's using their phones, whatever. So they can walk up and down. That's fine. But they always seem to like really. They do it jauntily. Like they are enjoying it.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
You got to enjoy what you do.
No.
No.
No. Not for them. And mostly they're old people.
Sure.
So why don't they go and just retire?
Because they can earn a bit of bob and just sit around. Like, you only do that, like, you can't do that much of the year. I mean, I guess there are other exams that you would vigilate that aren't related to schools, but if you're old and like, I can do, in a 2-week period, I can sit in on some exams. Like being a lunch lady, you just hand out exams instead.
So I respect lunch ladies, though.
Yeah?
Yeah. They probably have a really, really stressful and annoying job, but they do it. And lunch ladies always seem to be the job that they're in for their whole lives. Once you're a lunch lady, you're always a lunch lady.
I find they're the ones that are mean, though.
Yeah, they're mean because it's like a vicious cycle of insults.
So what? So you and one of the bratty kids insults them, and they just gotta throw it back in another kid's face.
Yeah, well, they can't spit in the food, can they?
Yeah, some do.
I'm just saying. Imagine if you're behind this counter and there's this little stupid year 7 who doesn't know what they want, or they have like, I don't know how you paid for lunch, but at some point we got like these cards, and it's bound to happen where they come up with their food and the card doesn't work, and it's like, well, what do? Do you stop this little kid eating their lunch? They need to put money on the card. It just gets awkward and annoying.
Oh, well, we just had tokens. You just brought a token, and it's like, here's my token. So that's how we did it.
I used to have a token, but then they changed it to cards.
Oh.
Like top-up cards.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I think lunch ladies have it rough.
They do, but whatever.
Alright, I'm a lunch lady, okay?
Lunch Lady Joe.
If you haven't found out by now, that's what I do.
Oh dear.
That seemed a little bit odd, then that's why.
Fair enough. Why you suddenly got really passionate. It's like, hey, whoa, I hear there are hard-working people.
I'm leader of the union for lunch ladies.
Oh, okay.
I have to make sure we get good pay and the holidays that we need, even though the summer holidays aren't long enough.
Got to push your agenda.
Yeah.
Well, Joe, this is not a vehicle for your Rick Waller fan club or your lunch lady union.
What are you talking about? This is how I spread the word.
Oh, okay. I apologise. It is a vehicle for your odd
This
groups.
is my soapbox. This is where I go. Roger Moore, lunch ladies,
Greg Wallace,
Tim Wanacott. It's where I spread all my passionate opinions.
Alright, we're ending this. I'm done. Alright, I'm off.
Fine, anything but political opinions, because I don't really have any political opinions, so it's got to be about more lame stuff.
Sure, it's got to be fluff.
It's got to be absolute pure fluff.
Awesome.
You have the game opinions, I just have fluff opinions.
Nice.
It works.
But I am ending this. We're done.
Okay, is that Eurogamer dumb?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Got through all the games, so might as well end the podcast.
And yeah, well, there's no other news, so we're screwed.
Yep. So, anything else you want to end the podcast off with?
Wait a minute.
What?
Oh no, sorry, I was going to judge you then, but I realised I shouldn't.
No, go on.
I was going to say, like, why didn't you stream on Saturday? But then it's because you're a gamer.
Yeah, I was. Well, the thing is, I've actually got an Elgato, so when I stream next, it'll probably be not a PS4 game.
Oh, what made you get one of them?
I wanted it, so I brought it. And a lot of it was...
That's how you should live your life.
Yeah. I mean, a big part of it was that I brought my HD PVR down to, like, back home, so I could record Hyrule Warriors. Then I was like, I need to cut out some of my luggage. So I just left it at home and then ordered or used Amazon Prime to get an Elgato. So when I came back up on the train, it was still there, like just waiting.
That's nice.
Yeah, I was like, oh, look, a better one was waiting for me at home.
Oh, you won't regret it. They're good little things, those.
Yeah, I mean, the saturation's super off with the defaults, but apart from that...
Oh.
Like, the reds just aren't properly red. And it's weird. And you can see it in my Hyrule Warriors review. I recorded some footage of the Minish Cap, a Game Boy Advance game on the Wii Virtual Console, and you can just see the reds off. So I kind of used that as a test to try and get it right.
Oh, look at you all fancy.
Yeah.
I just pressed record. My reds are probably all off.
No, your reds are fine. I mean, you can't see the colour red, apparently, because of that one time, but my red is
Maybe I am colourblind.
Probably.
Wouldn't that be horrible?
But no one else saw that, though. That it was just yellow and there was no red.
No one else cares.
They should.
I appreciate you for caring, though.
Yeah, that's right.
But no, yeah. Good luck with the Elgato.
Thank you. Well, I'll just...
Stream everything.
Well, you'll be streaming next week, and I kind of want a time to pick the game and all that, so I'll be in 2 weeks' time. I'll do one on that Saturday, so...
Okay, then. Oh, look forward to that.
Cool, alright. So, that's been a podcast, so thank you very much for joining me, Mr. McLuckable.
And Rick Waller, don't forget him.
Well, he's with us.
In spirit.
Yeah.
Because, oh no, it sounds like he's died again.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you.
Right, okay, and we will see you next week.
See ya.